What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Down South Up North. Hope you guys had a good weekend. It's Monday, everyone. So, got a great show for y'all today. Got a banger of an athletic alert going into some rankings, and we got a crazy C block. Matt, how we doing?
I'm excited, bro. I've not been this amped up for an episode in a while. Just looking at our rundown and what we got going. I've got some things to get off my chest, which will come later in the show, but I'm good to go.
Yeah, dude, that C block. I'm looking at it now,
Yep.
and this is crazy.
It's all
But we're
right.
gonna get straight into the athletic alert. Matt, we're always talking about him, dude. I feel like we talk about him at least once a week. Scotty Scheffler wins again. Over the weekend, Scotty won the Travelers Championship. And, dude, he's just dominating. Like, him and Tom Kim went into a playoff, and Tom Kim kind of had a falling out.
Hit the
And
bunker on his
Scotty was
approach.
able to capitalize. They're actually like really good buddies, so it's fun watching two good friends compete against each other at a high level like this. But dude, like I'm looking at this article, and there's so many more like facts and more accolades that this dude has done. I'm gonna name one thing, and then I'll let you get to it. 6 wins in a PGA Tour season before July 1st since 1960. Can you name the people that have done it?
Uh, Arnold Palmer.
He is the only person. He has done it twice, 1962 and in 1960.
Yeah, I mean,
And then it's Scott.
dude. It's a historical run we're witnessing now, and I know last week Pinehurst U.S. Open, it was not his best outing. I think he finished 8 over, but
Yeah.
that's incredible to bounce back from a performance like that.
And last or at Pinehurst, that was his worst round since I think like 2022, I read.
October
So
of
being able to bounce
2022.
Yeah, so for him to bounce back like that, that's just insane, dude. It's insane.
Nah, that stat is, the more we talk about this, and I mean, hell, I think we said it back in April or early May. I said, I was like, we need a Scotty Scheffler segment. Now it's like, dude, we really need a Scotty Scheffler segment. But
Yeah,
this guy, it's like the more you talk about him, right? It could be very recycled news. It's like, okay, Scotty won. Okay, like that's just normal. Like that's just like we expect that at this point. But it seems like every time he wins, there's something else going on. And we'll get to a clip here in a second. But Kyle, you brought up in the past, this guy's a dad, like a brand new dad. Professional athletes, guys don't really take off time to spend with their family. Like they still figure out how to raise the kid. Obviously, they have tremendous support by the wives and their parents and everything at home. But if you didn't know that Scotty Scheffler was a brand new dad, if the media wasn't down your throat about that, I wouldn't know because it has affected his game in absolutely zero way. He goes out every single week and plays the best golf in the world, and he's bridging that, or he's not expanding that gap between number one and number two. I can't even name the number two golfer in the world. That's how good Scotty Scheffler is. Here's the clip of the interview after of Scheffler talking about becoming a new father.
Yeah, I would say the afternoons when we get home look a little bit different. There's much less sitting around watching TV. It's sitting around trying to figure out what's going on with our little ones, but it's been a ton of fun. I'm fortunate to be surrounded with great friends out here, and it's awesome.
Kyle, this guy's just amazing. I'm running out of words to describe him just because it's such a nonstop thing. But when this guy, like you said, he went into a playoff, and then I don't know, like, did he feel the pressure of going against Scotty, and that's what led him into the bunker on his approach shot? Like is Scotty striking fear in his opponents in the clutch moment?
I think just Scotty, dude, he doesn't feel the pressure at all. He guts up like golf. I mean, golf is a rising sport, and a lot of people are getting into it. I couldn't imagine being at the Travelers Championship or any kind of championship in a playoff against another great golfer, and you're sitting there, you're just like, dude, I have to peer this. I can't top it. I can't slice it. I can't do any of this. And as many of y'all know, golf is one of the hardest sports to get good at. And Scotty just gets up there, dude, and just stripes it down the middle and gets on the green. Like there's a famous clip of Scotty, and he's mic'd up and he's on some tee box at some random event, and he hits it and he goes, oh gosh dang it, I shanked it. And he's that far. Yeah, that far from the pin, from the hole. And he's walking to the green. He's like, oh goodness gracious, I missed it. I shanked it. I'm like, that's a shank? You shanked that? You're 30 feet from the hole, Scotty. Why are you saying you shanked it? That just tells you how good he is. He doesn't feel the pressure. He gets up there. He does what he does best, dude. Like this guy, he has arguably the best driver, best iron, best. I mean, he's up there for putting. I know Bryson's pretty good, but he's up there for putting. Yep. Everything of his game is great. He just doesn't feel the pressure.
It's very difficult to be in a sport, whether it's a team sport or an individual sport like golf, to have two things: consistency and the clutch gene. I mean, Russell Westbrook he's still playing, but when he was in his prime, was always consistent, right? Triple-double every single night. But when they got to the playoffs, and you can argue it's a team sport and he didn't have the surrounding team around him, but came up short. Couldn't get it done by himself. Peyton Manning, even. Consistent. One of the best regular season quarterbacks you've ever seen. But when it got to the playoffs, he didn't always deliver like that. Scotty, I mean, it reminds me of Tom Brady. Like, dominant all season, kind of under the radar. But when it came time, 2 minutes left in the game, Scotty going to a playoff hole after 3 hard days of playing the same round of golf, just delivers, and nothing phases him. I mean, you went on your rant. Oh, he's had a kid. Oh, they put him in prison. Oh, he got this. Doesn't phase him, and I feel like he's like an alien. I mean, he's literally like an alien, just among Earth, playing golf, and he's just it's a gift. It's a gift to watch him play. It really is.
100%, dude. He's just, I mean, we've said everything about Scotty, but every week, man, we say something the week before, like, dude, Scotty's so good. Like, it is what it is. And then the next week he does something else. So Scotty, dude, you're the best golfer in the world. Keep it up, man. Like I said, dude, God is just throwing all these adversities at Scotty, and he's not even phasing him. So shout out Scotty, dude. Keep it up. Good stuff.
All right, Kyle. Very excited to start out the week with a brand new segment on the show. This one's going to be kind of leading up to the NFL season, which we are all still very anxious for. But let's debut. Let's get into the fantasy rankings report. Let's go. All right, Kyle. Very simple structure here. We got 5 names. We're going to do this. Kyle, you'll go first, then I'll follow. 5 names, and we're going to have a different topic every week. So this week, starting out, debuting on this one, we're going to go through our top 5 fantasy rookies heading in to the 2024-2025 season. Only rookies, so guys who were just drafted a few months ago, and the top 5 names we have heading into this season. Kyle, start up with 5, and I'll let you zip through your list.
All right, number 5, I got to go my boy, Ladd McConkey. I love that pickup that the Chargers did, dude. He reminds me, he might not be as fast, but I'm just getting like Brandon Cooks vibes of him. I mean, Brandon Cooks could burn the defenders down the sideline, but dude, Ladd McConkey, everyone saw it in that Ole Miss game at Stanford Stadium. His routes, dude. He's got hands. His routes are insane. The quarterback throws a contested ball between a safety or 2 safeties, he's going to make the catch and take a hit and hold on to the football. So I feel like with Lad being with Justin Herbert, and I mean they got rid of everyone on that offense. I mean, you get rid of Keenan, you get rid of Eckler. Quentin Johnson is an Uber driver. You have all these other Uber drivers and delivery guys,
And
but
I don't love their backfield. Like,
I don't. I mean, they get Gus Edwards, but I mean that's not terrible.
they got
But that's
JK.
beside the
They got JK too.
yeah, but that's
But
beside the point, dude. Like
right.
Justin Herbert and Lad McConkey, Lad's going to be a sleeper for sure. Moving on to number 4, the only quarterback on my list, I have Jaden Daniels at number 4. I was reading some articles how he's doing in training camp and OTAs and stuff like that, and Dan Quinn said he's got some swagger to him. His ball has some zip on it. He's getting to the facility at 5:30 in the morning, studying film. What did I do wrong? How can I get better? He loves the competition, and I feel like he's going to thrive in Washington. He's going to have a good season. Uh, he's just skinny. That's the only thing. But I don't know. I feel like he's going to do great. I got him at 4. Number 3, going Rome Odunze. Him, if Caleb kind of like figures it out, I mean, he is 22, he's very young, but if Caleb figures it out, Odunze and Caleb Williams, that connection is going to be insane. It's probably going to be the best rookie duo in the NFL next year, so he's going to go crazy. And that offense is just so stacked. And then Malik Neighbors at number 2. If Daniel Jones isn't being stupid, Malik Neighbors could easily be. I see him and Marvin competing for offensive player or no rookie of the year, rookie offensive player of the year next year. So Malik, he's gonna have a good season. And the number 1, Marvin Harrison Jr. This guy's already the number 1 in Arizona. Like, I mean, dude, he's a Fred Biletnikoff winner. His dad's a Hall of Famer. He's gonna learn a lot from his dad. And Marvin Harrison, he's gonna go crazy, dude. He's gonna average like 20 points in fantasy each week. So Marvin Harrison's my number 1.
Yeah, because I mean, who the hell is Kyler throwing the ball to other than Marvin? God.
Is Andy Isabella? No, he's on the Colts, I think.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they trade. Did they trade? No, they have Rondell Moore.
No, he's on the Falcons.
Oh, that's right. He was part of the trade for with Ritter.
Ugh, don't say that.
Yeah,
name.
I'm not gonna say that. All right, no, I like that. I'm glad as a Buckeyes fan. Glad you're giving Marvin all the hype. I definitely agree with the Dunze though, but it's just Caleb, because like there's been a couple rumors and Buddy thinks he's hot shit in that locker room, and I know he talks a lot, so we'll see. But fantasy wise, I like the list, but I'm glad mine's a little bit different. So we'll rock through. How many running backs did you have? Did you have any running backs?
No running backs.
Wow. Okay.
I did have Jonathan Brooks, but I literally just took him off before I started talking.
Okay. Well, you definitely sent him to my list because that's exactly who I have at number 5. Panthers rookie running back Jonathan Brooks. Look, Panthers had nobody, so he was their first pick of the draft in the 2nd round. Loved watching this kid at Texas. Didn't watch a ton of I'm Big Ten football, not SEC. Kyle, you could probably speak to this more, but loved him. He's a hard runner. He's only 6 foot tall, so that might be a problem in the NFL. But I look at it, Carolina is just a total fucking shit show. Excuse my language, but like I think they're gonna get to week 6. They'll be lucky to be 3-3. And then the rest of the year, they're just gonna be like, all right, let's swap it around. I mean, who's number 1? Chuba Hubbard right now.
Yeah.
I know they have Miles Sanders, but he has had injuries in the past. So if Jonathan Brooks, dude, I think if he gets the right opportunity, he's gonna take advantage of that. Fantasy wise, give it to him, man. I mean, he can.
It's that offensive line though. That was the only thing that I was like, bro. They have no offensive line for Bryce to step back and throw the ball,
Right.
and they have no offensive line to block for Jonathan. That was the
Right.
only reason why I took him off. But
Yeah,
continue.
but again, I think, some guys are special and they can kind of work their way around that. And look, I'm giving high hopes to the kid, but I'm glad he's in Carolina and hope he gets a opportunity to do that this year. Moving on to number 4, Kyle. I've been talking about this guy off the show, off the record, Xavier Worthy. I freaking love this kid, dude. Like, he's a speedster, and he's with Patrick Mahomes. And we saw last year, Mahomes had Travis Kelce in a bag of chips at wide receiver, and they won the freaking Super Bowl. So, Xavier Worthy, he's a speed demon, and I know Andy Reid is sitting back, and he is just cooking up these plays that Xavier Worthy is going to burn somebody, or they're going to do some triple option in the backfield and Mahomes is going to end up with the ball and just launch that ball like 75 yards to Worthy for a touchdown. I mean, this is the fastest guy he's had since Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill came in there and just lit it up. And it's a more experienced Mahomes. He's got a few rings under his belt, and I think this is a nightmare for opposing defenses. So I think Xavier Worthy, I think because of the long ball, like, you get more points for fantasy. I think that's why I have him so high. Number 3, I'm surprised this guy was not on your list. I'm going with your boy, Brock Bowers in Las Vegas, baby. How many good tight ends are in the NFL, fantasy-wise? I mean, seriously.
Kyle Pitts is terrible.
Right.
I mean, I love Kyle Pitts. Kittle.
Yep.
Kelsey.
Yep. And then,
another good tight end.
Sam Laporta had a great year last year.
Yeah, Sam Laporta.
Maybe
Donald Parham's not good.
Maybe Dalton Kincaid. Maybe.
I think Ferguson had a good year last year? No.
Yeah.
Schultz maybe. I don't know.
But the list is not very long.
Yeah, it's not a long list.
And I don't know, dude. Whoever wins that battle in Las Vegas, I think is gonna have fun with Brock Bowers. Watching this guy in college, I'm like, what position does that guy play? Because it seems like he is a mix between a wide receiver and a tight end. Like, it's just a fast, agile tight end. That's very scary for the NFL. Something that, he's being compared to Rob Gronkowski, the best tight end prospect since him. So, and I know you watch Brock Bowers play, and it's
every Saturday. It's just every Saturday for the past 3 years. I've watched him play, and dude, it's not like I don't know, dude. He's like a bigger Debo. Like, he did everything at Georgia.
Right. Yeah,
like
that's a great comparison.
The way he would get out of his cuts, he could block, he could catch the ball. He was fast.
I think it was the Ole Miss game, and I remember because you guys were down that game at halftime, and I remember you guys.
We beat the shit out of Ole Miss
when they were, and then who was it?
Auburn.
Might have been Auburn.
No, that was literally the fourth quarter. That entire fourth quarter, we passed it to Brock Bowers every time, and he was just.
Yes.
I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I think it was when they came out of the third quarter, came out of halftime, and they were about midfield, and they found Brock Bowers. He just ran a 10 to 15 yard. It was either an in or a post route, and I remember he got the ball, and he had open space for days, but there were 2 or 3 guys. There was a corner, and I think both safeties were catching up to him. And Brock's fast, so. When you can't run horizontal. You can't run east to west. You have to cut him off. So the safeties were running with him up the field, and he just freaking burned them, dude. Like, literally just put on the wheels and just cooked everybody in his way. I mean, those guys obviously, they had a miscommunication in the backfield, but those safeties got freaking burned by Brock Bowers. And in the NFL, you have a fast tight end. I mean, George Kittle comes to mind. Like, he has that tightrope down the sideline. I think we're going to see a lot of good stuff out of Brock Bowers if the Raiders get the right guy throwing the ball to him this year. Moving on to number 2. I'm putting Marvin at number 2, if you can believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I know who you have number 1 then.
Marvin, I think he's a great prospect. Kyler's gonna have a lot of fun playing with him. It might be his the next Larry Fitzgerald in Arizona. Don't quote me on it, but look out. But yeah, he's definitely gonna be a big time scorer. And number 1, I have Rome Odunze. I watched a lot of Washington in the playoffs because Ohio State was out, so I had to watch somebody, and I was definitely pulling for him. I like the way the kid plays. And again, going back to what I said earlier, putting a lot of pressure on Caleb here, but Caleb's got weapons. And I think Keenan Allen is going to be swallowed up a lot of the times. And Odunze, I think he's going to be my pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm going to predict a Jamar Chase-esque season out of him.
Really?
Yeah, like when Jamar Chase was a rookie, I think he's going to be similar to that. So that's my top 5. Odunze, Harrison, Bowers, Worthy, and Brooks.
I like it, dude. No Malik Neighbors.
Dude, you know I hate the Giants. Like,
Yeah.
they have nothing going for them. You want to talk about a bad offensive line? Like, where are they going to put Evan Neal? Because he sucks at tackle. Like,
Yeah.
he did great at Alabama, but in the NFL, that is not transferred over. I don't know. Is Daniel Jones healthy? Right? And then you're going to bring in the Italian boy to throw the ball? So they don't have that figured out. Tommy Cutlets. I don't see him doing much. And then, like, they have nobody else. Like, they lost Saquon. Like, that team's a disaster on the offensive side of the ball. So that's why Neighbors is not – he's not in my top 5.
All right, dude. Good list. I'm glad both of us had 2 different lists. But moving on, some crazy news over the weekend. One good way to get you and your boys into a big heated argument is talk about the GOAT debate. Jordan versus LeBron. Who's better? And now it might have put a little twist on that GOAT conversation. Over the weekend, Yahoo Sports' Tom Haberstraw took a deep dive into Jordan's 1988 season. Just to paint the picture for y'all, Jordan in 1988 averaged 35 points, almost 6 assists, 3 steals, and almost 2 blocks per game, leading him to obtain the 1988 Defensive Player of the Year. And everyone really, a lot of people go back to that season for Jordan. LeBron's never done that. LeBron's never, you know what I'm saying? So Yahoo's Tom Haberstraw, he's like, you know what? I want to get some game film. I want to get 6 games, 6 home games from 1988, the Bulls season. I want to, count Jordan's steals. So Haberstraw revealed that Jordan averaged 4 steals and 2 blocks at home. But on the road, he only recorded 2 steals and 1 block. On the road, I remind you that there was a natural scorekeeper.
Neutral
Scorekeeper. That was the word I was looking for. And then at home, those numbers jump to 5.5. So the question arises, maybe he was just better at home. But no, Tom pulls out a notepad, gets his pen, watches all 6 games. And I think it was what did Nick Wright say? It was a 4-game stretch? No, it was 6.
6.
Excuse me, 6. Jordan had 12 steals. The home box score was 28. So that one eyebrow raises. And then you look deeper into it. There was a game where they credited Jordan with more steals than the other team had turnovers. So when he was playing at home, the scorekeeper was giving Jordan more steals. 2, 3, 4, sometimes maybe even 5 steals.
Yeah, listen up, everybody. More steals from one individual player than the entire team had turnovers. The math ain't mathin'.
The math ain't math.
That's not possible. You can't have more steals than the entire team's turnovers. Who was turning the ball over? The opposing coach? Continue.
No, dude, that's all I wrote, or that's all the article is. It's just now it brings a whole nother conversation.
Oh, it does.
Is Jordan's 1988 Defensive Player of the Year? Is it just fraudulent?
So,
it's. I mean, Jordan hasn't said anything yet. Again, this came.
Why would he?
Out, yeah, if I'm Jordan, I'm not saying anything. But this news came out over the weekend, and it's just crazy, dude. It's crazy that the fact that the scorekeeper in Chicago was giving Jordan like 3 or 4 or 5 steals. Who else is getting all those steals? Like, there's no way that his teammates are getting that many steals. There's just no way, dude. There's just no way. And I mean, me personally, I think LeBron is the better player. But for those old heads that really ride Jordan, what do you say now? What do you say now? They always say, well, Jordan's a better defensive player. Look at his defensive player of the year. What do you say now?
Well, I think the big thing, Kyle, and I'll start my my rant here. He is the only player in NBA history to win the scoring title, meaning he scores the most points in 1 year, and a defensive player of the year. And guess what year that is? Oh, yeah, the one we're talking
1988.
about. 1987 to 1988 season. So you're telling me all these skewed numbers, right? They were giving him more steals, giving him more blocks. Just funny because obviously the Bulls didn't win the championship that year. It's sort of like the 73-9 Warriors in a sense. Great season, but doesn't matter if you don't win. It doesn't. Because in sports, if you don't win the championship, if you don't win the biggest game of the year or games of the year, then it honestly kind of gets recycled. And every time I have a debate with the Jordan lovers, it seems, oh, well, he's the only player to do this. It's like, well, now this comes out. So where does my head go? Now, yes, I'm a big fan of LeBron James. I do think he's the greatest player of all time. But 1988, what if they're messing up other years? Right? What if
that makes you
what
think.
If all the other defensive player of the year trophies that he has are all skewed? Hell, what if the scoring is fucked up? You know, what if they counted a 3 points when he had a layup or a jump shot or a shot near the 3-point line, right? Like, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But my biggest point is, Kyle, what if this happened to LeBron James? What if news leaked that in 2012, when the Heat won the finals, LeBron James, first ring, gets all this stuff, and it comes out that, I don't know, let's just say Dwayne Wade averaged more points than he did. Just a hypothetical. Could you imagine what the media and what just basketball fans in general would react to that? I mean, there'd be another world war.
I was about to say.
There'd be another world war if something like that came out. And I really hope this story doesn't get scraped under the rug. Because now, I mean, this opens a whole nother conversation. Somebody else could have won Defensive Player of the Year that year. So now we're looking at it, okay, nobody in NBA history has ever won the scoring title, which basically means he was the best offensive player and the best defensive player in the league. That's very tough to do. But now with these numbers coming out, it's one thing for a couple of games to add maybe half a steal or 1 steal or something like that. But what were those numbers you were saying? 3, 4, 5?
Adding 3, 4, 5 steals to his stats.
And what did you say? You said it was a 6-game span, video evidence that Tom had?
Yes.
There's
Full game. The entire game.
There's 82 games in a season. You know? So, I don't know. Is Tom going to go back and watch the other 76? And, you're taking a very small sample size, folks. A very small sample size. If you exaggerate that out, go that entire season, I want to know what the numbers are there. Now I want to know what happened from 1991 to 1998 when he was dominant all those years. Was everything skewed? Was his points, his assists, his rebounds, steals, blocks? What else could have been skewed? And was Michael Jordan the only one that happened to? Opens up an entirely a new universe of information we have here.
I mean, I love Steve Kerr. I love just getting into conspiracy theories at this point, but dude, he shot a very high percentage when he played basketball in the NBA. He was a very good bench player, very good six-man, come in, get open, hit some shots. What's his like career 3-point percentage? It's over 40%.
It's 45%.
Yeah, 45%. Imagine he missed a shot and they just never wrote it down.
But in that 1994 to 1995 season, it was a .524. So he was shooting over 50% from three, which that just it doesn't happen.
Or well, he didn't play on the Bulls for that long. He was a part of the second three-peat, but I'm trying to think of a player that was there for a long time with Jordan. Scotty, John Paxton, Bill Cartwright, whoever it is, dude. Maybe they skewed other players' stats. Who knows? It's crazy that all this news came out, and I haven't heard really many people talking about it.
It's not mainstream, but why would it be?
Yeah,
but again, if it was LeBron, everybody would lose their shit.
It would be all over the place if it was LeBron. So, I don't know, dude. It's just, this is crazy. This is a crazy story, and it's people are just like, oh, what's going on? Oh, Michael Jordan has a fraudulent Defensive Player of the Year award. Oh, I don't know what's going on.
Sorry.
Sorry, I don't know her. It's like, bro.
No, this is a bigger story. This is a huge story here we're talking about.
And like you said a few weeks ago, we're getting into the dead point or the dead spot of sports. The finals are over. The Stanley Cup final, that's been insane because we got a game 7, but that's almost over. Then hockey, basketball, football ain't really, I mean, preseason's not until a couple more, like 2 more months, month and a half.
Right. Baseball,
like, it's not even the All-Star break. We still got a month. So, I don't know, man. Crazy story. This story cannot be swept under the rug. I'm glad Nick Wright did a whole video on it on his YouTube channel. Go check it out because he does a little bit of a deeper dive. But, dude, crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff today.
Good way to end it.
For sure, dude.
Glad I got that off my chest.
Scotty, always got to talk about him winning another championship. Did our fantasy rankings. Guys, let us know how you like the rankings. Should we do more? Because we were going to do, today would have been prospect rankings, but the College Baseball World Series is coming to an end. So college baseball's out. Let us know how you like the rankings, and then we do this, Michael Jordan. So, dude, I think today was a great show.
I did. Like I said in the beginning, dude, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the fantasy rankings. It's going to be a weekly thing. If it works, we'll mix it up as we go. Got to get more creative and stuff. But overall, dude, great start to the week.
For sure, man. All right, guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check our social medias down in the description below. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. We'll see you Wednesday. Peace!